Hi, and welcome back to the second part of the video where we discuss what separates the average from the effective and the successful people. I want to thank you for joining us once again on M&A Ambassadors, Becoming the USP, the Ultimate Sales Professional. Now, in the first part of the video, we had looked at what are the typical characteristics that separate the successful from the average. And we looked at two traits. The first one that we looked at was that average people are overpowered with everything that's happening around them, whereas successful people are empowered in every situation or event that is surrounding them. Those who are empowered act from within. They believe in themselves and in their strength and in their ability. Those who are overpowered react to what is happening around them. The second trait that we had looked at was that average people are microscopic in their outlook on everything, but the successful people were telescopic. Microscopic people focus on the small, insignificant things and give it all their attention, whereas the telescopic people focus on what is big, what is really important. It might be in the distance, 2 years down the line, but they use a telescope and they make it big in the now. Now, today I'd like to talk about two more characteristics of the effective people versus the average. You see, average people operate by eyesight, and the successful people operate by mindsight. So what's the difference? Eyesight is judging according to appearances, looking at what's happening in front of you, surface level reactions. So we don't go deep into the core or the why or the causes behind events and people. So we react based on what we see. That's eyesight. You've always heard, don't judge a book by the cover. And that's pretty much what we are talking about in an everyday situation. Successful people, on the other hand, go by mindsight. They look at what is happening, they go deep into themselves, they understand who they are, and they interpret everything based on who they are and what they know. So it's the same circumstance or event. One reacts on the surface level, the second interprets and then thinks and acts based on what is required. The fourth trait, the one that separates the successful people from the average, is this. Average people are indigenous by nature, and successful people are endogenous by nature. So let's understand what these mean. You see, plants and animals are indigenous. They need a particular environment in which to survive. If you go to Ski Dubai, we have some beautiful penguins in there. But you take them outside into the desert and they're dead in 3 minutes because of the heat. The penguin needs a particular environment to survive. If you take a date palm from here and try and plant it in Iceland, it is not going to grow, because the date palm requires a particular kind of environment. So indigenous means we are victims or controlled by our environment. Humans, on the other hand, are endogenous. Now, what this means is that we have the ability to alter or change our environments. We can even create new environments. We're sitting in an air-conditioned room. We're comfortable here. It could be 50 degrees out there, but we have changed the environment. We have altered it. We're living in space today for 6 months, 9 months, a year without even coming back to Earth. We have created our own environments. So why then, when humans have this endogenous ability, we live like the penguins and the palm trees? We live like we are controlled by our environments, but we actually have the ability to change and alter our environments. All effective people, all successful people are endogenous, and they are in control of their environments. As a result of all of this, you will see two mindsets emerging. You have the victim mindset and you have the victor mindset. The average person plays victim. They make excuses, they blame, they complain, and they justify all the time. Why me? Whereas the victor is saying, if it has to be, it is up to me. So they take responsibility for actions and they change and control their own environments. I'd like you to take stock of your life during 2024. Think of these characteristics and traits we talked about, which ones really apply to you? And I would like to challenge you to take your life to the next level so that you become victor and not victim in 2024. I want to thank you for your time, for joining us on this episode of M&A Ambassadors, Becoming the USP, the Ultimate Sales Professional.